All right, thank you, Jonathan. Now, every year, many amazing students join the Irish family from all across the world. With a rich diversity of backgrounds, interests, skills, and abilities, students choose Our Lady's University as their home away from home while they pursue their calling and vocation. And one such student is Jimmy Grammig. Jimmy is a junior from Tampa, Florida, majoring in management consulting and minoring in impact consulting. He currently lives in O'Neill Hall and is very involved, of course, on campus. First of all, welcome to the show, Jimmy. We're so happy to have you.
Oh, so glad to be here.
So we want to hear a little bit more about your Notre Dame story. What made you decide to come all the way from Tampa?
Yeah, well, I mean, originally when I was thinking about colleges for the first time, I really wanted to leave Florida for college just to experience something new for a few years. And once I had actually started thinking about the practicality of that and leaving home, being away from my support system, I knew that that might be a little bit tougher of a task than I initially expected. But I applied, got accepted here, and learned that I had gotten a scholarship called the Crowley Family Scholarship. And it came from a family whose daughter, Megan Crowley, actually came here. She was in a wheelchair and did some remarkable things. It really showed to me that, you know, she could do it, I could do it too. So here I am.
Oh, well, thank you for sharing your story. And you mentioned that you're a Crowley Scholar and from what I understand, part of the Soren Fellows program. So let's talk about what has been part of the experience. How has that been as part of the scholarly community?
Oh, it's absolutely amazing, and like being surrounded by such a wide range of just really smart, knowledgeable, and articulate people. And I mean, I feel like that's the experience across all of Notre Dame, no matter what club or sport, art activity it might be. One thing I've really come to love about Notre Dame is that no matter where you are, the people there are just, yeah, really great to be around.
And I know you're quite busy. You have a lot going on campus. So let's talk about extracurricular activities and student clubs. What are you involved with? Any student clubs you participate on campus? And why is it so important as a Notre Dame student to be involved in all of these things, really outside of the classroom as well?
Well, there are so many options and availabilities for different clubs out there that you can partake in. So really getting your interests out and meeting people outside of just your class or your dorm is, of course, super important. In terms of what I'm involved with, I've been a part of Access Able, which is the accessibility club on campus. I've been doing that for a few years, and it's just a wonderful group of people. I participate in Innovation for Impact. So Notre Dame is partnered with a school in rural Uganda, and we help teach women there how to create businesses, market themselves, things like that. So that's a really cool opportunity. And also I'm a part of a group called RPG Club. If you've ever heard of Dungeons and Dragons, it's a very silly club, but I got invited just off of a whim, and I went there. I met an amazing group of friends that I've been meeting with every single Friday for the last almost year now. So just the most random activities and invitations you get can lead to some of the best friendships you could ever have here.
Yeah, I mean, would you recommend that to other students to really kind of put yourself out there and try new things, join new clubs?
Oh yeah, I would have never done, you know, half of these amazing things that I've done now if people didn't randomly like send me an invitation, and I just went, you know what, let's just try it out and see what happens.
Yeah, just say yes. Just try something new.
Of course.
Let's talk about your job. So you're a tour guide on campus. You give tours from your wheelchair. So why do you feel compelled to take on a job like that? Tell us about the position.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I love Notre Dame, of course. That's why we're here. And a big part of, I think, just getting people involved in Notre Dame is really highlighting just the wonderful benefits and the things that really make Notre Dame unique. And one aspect I just think that really differences itself from a lot of other colleges is just the level of community here. I think living in the dorms for 3 years at a minimum is like a really big incentive to create such a tighter and more connective community. So I think that when I was thinking about how do we engage students to come here, I've had such a wonderful experience here, and so I wanted to, you know, show other students, no matter what your situation is coming in here, you can also just have the most amazing time here at Notre Dame.
And a lot of tour guides, of course, move backwards as they talk. Did you have to practice kind of moving backwards in the wheelchair in this position?
Yeah, well, they actually had originally told me that I did not need to do that. They're like, you know, you've done acting for a few years, you can project, you're fine doing it. But I was like, I don't want to, be any like special case. I'm going to do what everyone else is doing. So I may have gone off-road a few times during the tours, but after doing it for long enough, I've learned just how to quite navigate the Notre Dame campus. So, absolutely.
And really quickly, what's your favorite thing to point out, your favorite story to tell on those tours?
I mean, honestly, I just love the grotto. On the tours, we get a 5-minute period where we just let the families go and just embrace the scenery there. And it's beautiful, right? There's nothing quite like it.
Yeah, absolutely. I bet you have a lot of fun doing that as well. All right, here's another thing that you're doing. You're going to be an RA next year. So it seems like you already had an amazing experience at Notre Dame, but there, of course, are improvements that the university can make on campus to make it more accessible for people with various challenges. What kind of advice would you have?
Yeah, well, first off, huge shout out to O'Neill Family Hall. They're the best dorm on campus. But I've had just a wonderful experience. The community here has been by far something that's really set my experience apart from, I think, loads of others. In terms of accessibility, the good thing is that nothing really immediately jumps out at me, which is great. However, if I had to say any little thing, when registering for classes, I think it'd be great once any student with some kind of disability that requires some kind of mobility-related issues, someone from Sarah Bay can actually go to those classrooms before the semester starts, just to make sure that everything's set up accessibility-wise in case anything changes within the building or anything like that. Very minor thing, but I've had a great experience in terms of accessibility here on campus, which is, I know, a big concern for a lot of people.
Absolutely, and we want to thank you so much for sharing your story, and your voice is obviously really important. So thank you for your time today on Notre Dame Day.
Of course, thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Jimmy. Best of luck, of course, finishing up this semester. All right, coming up, Gary will have a story about an innovative program in the Mendoza College of Business that is making a global impact for good. You do not want to miss this. We'll be right back. See you soon.